Land back, everybody. It's your boy. It's your coach. It's Chief Sundiata, Coach Sundiata, representing the African nation, representing that petty blue class, committing class suicide, right? Representing the nation of Africa and Turtle Island. I didn't say that. As well as I use he, him, his pronouns, and I'm your chief of defense training. And I'm here to make sure that y'all get the best training in fitness and self-defense that the Revolutionary Vanguard needs. So without further ado, we're going to get into today's class. Today is self-defense, and we're doing self-defense with bag work and specifically looking at, how do I learn how to punch a bag like a boxer? How do I learn how to kick a bag like a kickboxer? So I can start, putting some force, really putting some force behind my punches and my kicks. Before we get into it, y'all can see this beautiful graphic with the hashtag VH Defenders. Go ahead and donate to VH Defenders. Let the people know that you support us in our endeavors. That moves over just a little bit. Let the people know that you support the revolutionaries out there serving the masses every single day. I know what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to drop this in the chat. I'm going to let my people know. I'm going to say, hey, yo, hop in here. Ooh. So share this, donate. And we will get started real quick. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing, I'm gonna make sure I am pinned. How do I do that? Gallery, pin. All right, making sure I'm pinned, making sure we're all good. The number one thing that I want to do right now is go over some political education. We'll be reading some of The Art of War. So here's one that I'm going to read. So Sun Tzu says, number 2 says, oh, we got people coming in. Land back, Comrade Acorn. Welcome to the Zoom room. Land back, Comrade, welcome. We're just going through the PE. Right now we're reading, from Sun Tzu. He says, when you engage in actual fight, men's weapons will grow dull and their ardor will be dampened. If you lay siege to a town, you will exhaust your strength. Again, if the campaign is the strain. Now, when your weapons are dulled, your ardor is dampened, your strength is exhausted, and your treasure is spent, other chieftains will spring up to take advantage of your extremity. Then no man, however wise, will be able to avert the consequences that must ensue. Essentially, Sun Tzu is laying out here. We're going to begin with just doing some stretches. I'm stretching my legs first, making sure my knees are all ready to go. So what Sun Tzu is laying out here is that, swiftness in victory is paramount, because the longer the struggle goes, right, then the less capable you become, the more likely defeat, because war, you're wasting resources if you spend days, wasting time, if you spend days not moving towards that victory, that swift victory, but also in self-defense, right? In the way that we interact with dangerous, individuals, dangerous people, dangerous situations, right? We have to understand that those situations need to end quickly. And they need to end quickly with us being safe and secure and away from that threat, or that threat being neutralized. Right? We don't want to, and I said it before, we don't want to get into a 5-round boxing match, bare knuckle with somebody in the street, right? We don't want to wage a war that's going to go on for years and years and years against our enemies, because we'll become weak and we'll gain more enemies in our weakness. So I think just applying that to what Sun Tzu has said, making sure, we're not here to fight. We're not anywhere to fight, right? To with an individual, you don't have a political reason to be fighting, right? Understanding revolutionary fighting is self-defense. In a self-defense situation, you don't want to be fighting that person. You want to be safe and away from that person, right? So get that safety, get that distance from them, and get it quickly, because if you don't, then you're expending your own physical exhaustion, or your physical energy is being expended, your physical stamina, your skill, right? All these other things. You never know what other factors might come up, other chieftains. I mean, there's somebody else who wants to fight you and sees that you're getting real tired defending yourself from this person. So you'd be real easy to slip in and take advantage of. So I've stretched my legs. I'm going to do my special bending at the waist, touching the toes, walking out to a downward dog. Dive bomb down, pulling up, popping my back, into this high cobra, twisting. Oh, Lord. Some good pops there, some good pops. That's good. And I'm going to go back into child's pose. But yeah, I think that's really important to internalize and understand swiftness. In order to understand swiftness and be swift in our actions, we have to be prepared and trained, right? So that's what we're doing today. We're preparing, we're training. And our warm-up for today is going to be a form of preparation, a form of training for this kind of exercise. And it's going to specifically be the jump rope. Because we'll be using a heavy bag, and we're pretending to be boxers for today. I know. Pretending to box, to be a boxer, right? Because we're doing that, I'm gonna move this mat, collapse it up, move it over here, and I am going to just check that out. Okay. And then we're gonna jump rope just a little bit. The reason the jump rope is so useful for boxing and is used by boxers all the time is simply because of the fact that it allows you to be working on your agility in a very pure sense, right? The speed of you being up on your toes and then up in the air, and then up on your toes and then up in the air. So I'm gonna do 50 jumps, normal, okay? And then actually, no, I'm gonna do 25 jumps normal and then 25 fun jumps, because I just like the fun jumps, We'll see if I can do this. Let's see if I mess up. That space. So when we're jumping rope, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Want to just get this rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Whoop. Messed up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 48, 49, 50. Now it's like I'm skipping it. Okay. I'm gonna keep skipping it. You can see my feet switching back and forth. So the way you think of your boxer skip. High knees, running through it. Right leg. Left leg. Pushing. Now that's a good way to get the blood pumping, get your body moving. Now we're going to get into our actual work, okay? We're going to be talking about how to hit a heavy bag and what to do when you hit a heavy bag. I'm putting these on. These are hand wraps, right? So what these are is a fun little tool that allows you to simply wrap your hand up with this fabric tightly to ensure that your bones are supported, specifically your wrist and your finger bones, your knuckles. So I'm gonna show you how I wrap it, loop it around the thumb, right? Go around the base of the wrist like twice or so, come up across the palm, go over the back of the knuckles, where you're gonna be making contact with your punches. It's important that there's padding there so you don't break fingers. I go around the middle. I go to the top of the fingers. Make sure I'm wrapping around my other knuckles, those higher set of knuckles at the top. I'm gonna bring it back to the bottom, around the thumb, around the wrist, and then I'm gonna finish off around the wrist and Velcro. Oops, I think I messed up somewhere. Right here. And here we go, Velcro. I've got water, folks, just not over here with me. Over in the boxing area, I've got some water. Then we're gonna wrap the other hand. Right, get it all out. I'm gonna find the end. Has our loop. We want to slide our thumb in there. And then wrap on the base of the wrist, up, across the first row of knuckles, down. So we're straightening this wrap out. Middle, thumb, up to the top row of knuckles. I understand that might be hard to see, so I'll bring it back down here. Back across the other set of knuckles, just making sure that we're getting padding on our hand. It's so important because these heavy bags are actually, and you would be concerned, you might be confused, you might be surprised, but they actually are quite heavy. Some of my hands like this, right? So I have a certain level of padding. We're gonna get into this because this is gonna be really exciting. And I know we'll have a good time. Just know it. So what we're doing now is we're moving to our boxing area. I'm gonna set it up over here. Oh, you see the bag? You see the bag? You see the bag? I see the bag. Do you see the bag? Come and I see the bag. Come and I see the bag. All right, we over here. We're gonna turn up. Land back unity, everybody. We're gonna talk about the heavy bag. Yeah, you see it. So the heavy bag is big. This one's hanging from this mount thing, this Everlast mount thing. It's a Power Core heavy bag. I can't tell you necessarily how heavy it is. I think it would say on here somewhere, but I don't see a tag or anything. But it's a heavy bag, about the size of from my chin to my knees, so I can stand up next to it, I can hug it. I'm a pretty tall guy. And the heavy bag is important to have some good understanding of before you get into hitting it, because a lot of people will think, oh, it's a punching bag, I can just, do anything to it and it'll be fine. No, this is practicing, right? This is practicing striking an actual opponent, an actual surface, right? So this is not going to treat your hands well, which is why we wrap them, right? And the first thing we'll talk about, as well as for people who don't have a bag out there, is, specifically just how are we doing this whole boxing thing? I'm gonna bring it down here, get it over here, right? I'm gonna show you, right? So the way I fight, the way I stand, my left foot forward, my right foot back, right? My strong foot behind me, right? I got my left hand in front of me, in front of my left cheek, my right hand in front of my right cheek, right? These two hands have to stay up. If they don't stay up, I'm exposed, right? I could be hit in the head. It's the number one place you want to defend, right? So I keep them up here, right? Right? The way that you box is you always step with your outside foot, right? So if my left foot is, in front of me, my right foot is behind me, and I want to step to the right, I step with my right foot, then my left foot. Step to the left foot, and then my right foot. I never cross, right? You never cross your steps. Same thing, if you want to step forward, You step forward with your left foot, then your right foot. Backwards with your right foot, then your left foot, right? We're gonna make sure we're moving like this instead of, crossing our legs, getting ourselves off balance, getting, tripped up over our own feet. There's really no good for it, okay? So how do we throw a punch? So we're here, left foot in front, right foot behind, hands up. Right hand protecting your right cheek, left hand protecting your left cheek, right? And we just throw it out. Boom. It's a jab. Right? Just throw it out. Boom. Right? Boom. Right? Boom. Right? And we bring it back to our face. Right? We bring it back so that whenever we throw it out and bring it back, we're back in our protected stance, right? If I were to do a 1-2, right, which is a jab and then a cross, I'm not going jab, hand down, cross, right? I'm not going leaving my head wide open. No, you're going jab, it comes back, cross, it comes back, right? Jab, cross, right? Jab, cross. Doing it quickly and making sure that they switch places, leaving one home, leaving the other one home, making sure we always got one in front of our face to keep us protected. Now, some boxers don't like to protect their face. They like to be like this or whatever they call that guy who uses his shoulder. But the way that we're going to learn is going to be by protecting our face by any means possible, which means using our hands, right? So we're going to throw some punches, right? When we throw the punch, we're going to strike with the first 2 knuckles of our hand, right? Boom, the only ones who are carried through and continue up into your elbow, as opposed to the other ones, which will all just bend and break off at your wrist. Very sad, very gruesome to think about, but important to know. All right? Just make sure I can get my head in here. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is just punches, right? So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be jabbing, right? I'm going to jab, I'm going to hit the bag, put my hands back up, I'm going to move, I'm going to step forward and jab, right? Step forward and jab, step forward and jab, move in, step forward and jab, move in, step forward and jab, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're focused on. So without further ado, let's do it. I'm going to do 20 jabs, all right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, don't pull out right there, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? Making sure that we're shooting it out and that it is hitting the, we're shooting it out and it's hitting the bag and then we're pulling it back in, right? We're not in the business of throwing our punch out there. Look like my video cut out. It's still on video. Dope. Okay, video's good. We're gonna keep rolling, all right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna practice our cross, right? So we jab, cross, and we bring our hand back to our face, right? Jab, cross, right? So jab is out, it comes in, and the cross goes out at the same time, right? It's the 2 knuckles, you're sending them out there. So it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Making sure that you're keeping your fists tight, right? We're balling our fists up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep our head up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? And we want to make sure as well, we step out with that left foot, and we give that jab, and then we're twisting our hips and throwing this punch out, right? With our hips. This one's all arm, that's hips, right? That's why it's stronger. It's a cross. You can knock somebody out, right? 1, 2. Right? So we can practice just doing jabs, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? Feeling out your opponent's guard. 1, 1, One, one, 1, 2, right when we see weakness. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Just getting into it, just getting into it. Letting the bag know how we feel. Just gotta let the bag know how we feel. That's the truth of it. Next. So we got our jabs, there are crosses. We also got hooks, right? So a hook is special, right? So you got a jab, got a cross, we got hooks, right? So I'm trying to come in, take your head off, right? It's a very powerful punch. It's aimed towards the head, right? And it's a curl of your arm, right? So it's like you're hooking around right in front of your face, right in front of your face. Your fist comes across right in front of your nose pretty much, right? So, 1, 3, right? Our 1 is our jab, our 2 is our cross, our 3 is our hook, right? So we got 1, 2, right? 1, 3, right? We're throwing it out, we're stepping in, we're curling, so we're still hitting it flat. We're not bending our wrists, not hitting with the wrong side of our hand, right? Making sure that we're connecting with the bag, right? Hooks, hook, hook, right? So we got 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1. Sorry, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Right, we also remember we can stretch out our jab, right? You can lean into it, like lean back from it, right? Keeping that distance. I got long arms. I want to keep you this far away from me. I'm jabbing out here. When I'm in here, that hook becomes deadly, right? You come in on somebody with your head protected, right? You get close and you can get that hook in there, right? So I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, throwing across. I'm jabbing, I'm feeling out his defense, jabbing, I'm jabbing, I jab and I move in, and I throw a hook. Right in the head. That's your knockout right there. Your right hook is a knockout. You can also throw our left hook, right? So I can go with a cross and a hook. Cross, hook. Right? I didn't bring my hand up fast enough that time. Cross, hand back, hook. Cross, hook. Jab, jab, jab. Jab, cross. Jab, 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 hook. Jab, 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 hook. Right? We boxing now. That's the most important thing. Uppercut is next. Uppercut you cannot really practice. Straight up with a heaven bag, it would look something like this, right? Got our jab, got our cross, got our jab and our hook, got our jab and our uppercut, right? So punching somebody's chin. I understand you want to hit somebody's chin and knock their head up off their body, right? That's the goal. So it's the uppercut. All right. It's an important punch for when someone, moving their head, evading punches, right? Is not guarding their jaw, right? They're guarding the sides of their body, right? You're throwing jabs and you're throwing, hooks. They're blocking them. Step in, switch it up with an uppercut. That's that chin of theirs, right? Exactly. Then we got body shots, right? I understand this is the head where the gloves are, but another part that, people do damage to in boxing, right, is the lower body. Now, the lower you go on a sandbag, the more sand you're hitting, right? Because it's empty at the top, sand through it. The more sand that you're hitting, the more sand that's piled on the sand that you're hitting, right? So it's gonna be harder, it's gonna be heavier. So hitting down here, you have a higher chance of hurting yourself, higher chance of hurting your hands. So be very careful, right? But understanding that, if I'm up here and I'm boxing somebody, right, and they got their hands up and they're too defensive up here, and they may not expect to get hit, here in the stomach, in the kidney, in the abdomen, right? Right? On the right side, on the left side, right? understand that then they got to guard with their elbows, right? And then they're trying to do this thing, but they're keeping their hands up, but they're also guarding with their elbows. They can't bring their hands down, right? But if you do, you're gonna get punched in the head, right? Right? Those body shots are good for drawing the defense away from the head, as well as just inflicting that recurring pain, right? It's gonna make them hurt. You know, we're thinking more about boxing, the sport here, and I think that's okay, but it's gonna make them hurt. It's gonna make them harder for them to breathe. Excuse me, it's gonna make it harder for them to breathe, harder for them to think because their whole body's hurting, not just their head. So that's punches, right? That's the punching, right? We gotta understand there's more than punching. And my favorite thing is kicking. I'm just gonna be honest. My favorite thing is kicking. So we can kick this bag too. Here I am in my fighting stance, same way I was boxing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pivot my front foot to the left like we've done in all of our other lessons, right? Front foot to the left, I'm gonna kick. I'm gonna step back just a little bit, right? So what we're doing is we're kicking with that top part of our foot, we're kicking this bag. We're bouncing our foot off it, right? Trying to kick through it, but then moving our foot so it has that stinging quickness to it, right? Now, I like being able to kick high. I'm a tall guy, like I've said, 6'4", not to brag. Tall guy, but being able to kick another tall guy in the head, you know, the goal I have. So being able to kick on top of this heavy bag, which is, you know, almost suspended around my height, right? Being able to kick up there is important for me. Also, kicking low is important too, right? Being able to kick somebody's legs, right? This is also really good for snap kicks, right? So when we do our crane, do our snap kicks, right? We can snap kick those out, and we can hit with the bottom of our foot, the bottom of our bag, or just go from your fighting stance, snap kicking, right? Might hurt your foot, because like I said, it's a lot of sand at the bottom there, right? We're gonna talk about a couple kicks though, right? So we got our straight up, like front side kick, right? I guess you'd call it, which is we're here, we're kicking on the side of their body, either low or high, right? We got our left side one too, which I think I can do. Kicking here or here, right? Got our roundhouse kick, which I gotta move the camera. This one's really exciting. Roundhouse kick is more of a, you know, you can go from your kickboxing blocking stance and do that. You saw that? You saw that? Right, so we're here. That's probably the most power you're gonna get out of the kick, right? Because you're really twisting your whole body into it. I can knock this thing down. I'm gonna knock this thing down before this drill's over, all right? So we got our, you know, our snap kicks on the side, to the head, right? To the blow, right? We got our push kicks. So we're stepping through. We're kicking this person, saying, get the heck out of my way, right? We're kicking them in the head maybe, right? Pushing them, saying, stay out of my personal space. Don't get into my personal space, right? And then we're also got a roundhouse where if we need to take someone's head off, right, we can. Right, we can. As well, I like to be able to practice these things like, for instance, being here on one foot, kicking, and then jumping and switching into this, right? So I'm here, I'm doing my crane stance, another crane stance, toes straight, legs flat, we're standing on one foot. I'm jumping, I'm kicking this guy in the head, right? Kicking this guy in the head. So we'll go through our kicks again, side snaps, right? We got our low side, got our medium, right? Got our high, right? So you can kick somebody along their whole right side of their body or left side of their body, right? Boom, 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 right? Left side's harder for me. And we can also push somebody, push them low, right? Kick a knee, kick a thigh, kick a groin, right? Kick them in the stomach, high, right? Keeping your hands in front of your face, Kick him in the head. Knock him out real easy, UFC style. Maybe. Then we got, our transition kick, right? So do my crane stance. I'm here able to switch into that. Right, we got a roundhouse kick. Right, we can spin through it, right? So we're back here. Just roundhouse kicking all day long. Eternal cycle of kicking someone in the head. Exactly. But how do we put punches and kicks together? Who knows? Not me. Just kidding, I do. So we want to understand that, all four of these limbs are a part of the same equation, right? So we hear boxing, right? We're also able to kick people, right? We're gonna keep our hands up, right? You got a front foot too, right? That jab on your left hand is for keeping your distance and finding a gap in your opponent's defense. That left leg is too, right? I'm keeping somebody on their toes, kicking at their legs, right? Kicking at their legs while punching at their head, right? I'm doing a 1-2, right? A jab, a cross, and then I'm pivoting into a knee, right? Because a kick when you're up close can turn into a knee, right? So jab, cross, knee, right? Or I'm going jab, cross, kick, right? So I'm like jab, cross, and then I just want to swing this hand this way and just rotate my body, bringing that foot up, right? Made to be too close for one of those kicks, but those knees are really useful, right? We're going to talk more about the knees, right? Understanding how to use our knees, how to grab our opponent. There's probably going to be another video on that one day, right? So we're doing 1, 2, 1, kick, right? Making sure, is he really about this? 1, kick, right? If he's not expecting that kick, that could really hurt him, right? Right? 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, kick, right? There's also some spinning back kicks, something, but I'm not really good at those. I can't really teach those yet, but ensuring we switch it up too. So what we're gonna do now is shadow boxing. For the last little bit of our class, we're gonna do shadow boxing. Whew, Lord. Yeah, I'm gonna do shadow boxing and just go through some of these drills, right? So these drills that we have right now are our 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Working that jab and that cross, right? Stepping forward on the right, twisting on a cross, right? The other one is, our jab, hook, jab, hook, jab, hook, jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, hook, jab, cross, left hook, jab, cross, jab, hook, right? Just mixing it up, trying to do these new combinations, as well as throwing in our body shots, right? Jab, body, jab, cross, low body, jab, low jab. And we throw in some of our feet too, right? From here, really testing this guy's defense, seeing, if you really want to fight, is he really going to defend against, kicks and strikes, right? Kicks and punches, right? I'm feeling them out. Maybe I'm in a UFC match, I'm in a kickboxing match. If I'm in a boxing match, right? Of course, you can't kick in a boxing match, right? But, if I'm here, I want to keep that distance, I can just kick this guy. He ain't gonna hurt me. He ain't gonna hit me in the head because my head's still protected, right? Right? You ain't gonna do that. So I'm gonna keep my distance back here. I'm gonna just push him away. I'm gonna keep him away, right? Hit him with some low kicks, some low inside kicks, right? 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 And we're just gonna go to work. We want to let it out. You know, when you get the heavy bag, you want to use it. Put all your energy into it, right? Everything into it. Everything. You want to keep throwing that jab. It's gonna get tiring. Jabbing's gonna get tiring. It is. You can't get sloppy though. Keep those hands up. Can't get sloppy. If you're at home, start shadow boxing with me now. I know you ain't got a bag. What can you do? Right? Finish off strong. Jeez, I'm real sweaty. Real sweaty. But last thing I want to show you is a special move. I want to leave y'all with this. Special move called the question mark kick, where you do a low kick, like a hacky sack. We're doing this. Kicking these legs. I'm just like, come on, do something. I'm kicking you. And the second he does something, the second he realizes it, he's gonna flip from this into a real kick that's at his head, right? From here, right? Flipping it real quick. And hoping that, you know, that hits his head to knock him out. Let's go ahead and start taking these off. No, it was a brief lesson today, y'all, but I know it was jam-packed, full of information, so that hopefully when y'all go out, whether it's to a gym, whether it's to a friend that has a bag, whether it's, you know, you getting a cheap heavy bag, or, you know, you even hanging up something that could be used as an alternative, that you're ready to go out and train to put more power behind your punches, right? Even if you're just, you know, hitting pads and not a heavy bag, putting more power behind your punches is key. And being able to actually punch and feel the resistance swing on the other side is going to make you so much stronger, make you so much faster, make you so much more ready to destroy your enemy and survive any kind of dangerous scenario that you may be in. Also, it's a great workout. It's great cardio, building up the muscles in your body, your arms, your legs, your back, your shoulders, your abs, and it gets your anger out. It lets you get that subjectivity out of you, so that you can, you know, really feel good. Feel like you did something, right? You beat the crap out of something, and that's a good feeling to have. Especially when that something is just a bag that, you know, makes you better at what you do and doesn't have feelings or a lawyer, you know. But without further ado, I want to end this class. I want to let y'all know that this is something that you can do without a bag, right? Completely shadow boxing, just throwing those punches out, standing in the mirror, throwing them out, making sure you see yourself moving like a boxer, moving like a fighter, right? Making sure to go faster, punch a little harder each time, and be safe. If you're going to hit a bag or even pads, please wrap your hands. It's going to be necessary to make sure that you are safe and protected. If you want to support the work that we do here at the Black Hammer Defense Office, please donate to hashtag BHDefenders. Let us know in the comments when you've donated. We'll make sure to give you a little shout out. But we need funds to help protect our people in the best capacity that we deserve, right? That our people deserve. Needing the best trainings, right? The best defense apparatus possible to keep the masses of colonized people safe. I appreciate y'all for coming. This is Coach Soon signing off from the Monday class. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. we got calisthenics. We're gonna be doing some box jumps, some jump ropes, some burpees, all that crazy stuff. So please be ready come in at 8 a.m. Let's turn the heck up. All right.